I don't, oh no, I would definitely not trust my kids with the onstage Alice Cooper.
I wrote a series of short stories. This was one of the short stories I wrote actually about 15 years ago. And there was about 5 of them. And I went back and I kind of picked up this envelope, opened it up, and I started reading it, and I went, this character, you can do a lot with this character. He's a complex character. He's not just a serial killer. He's got a romantic side. Killed by love and the one that got away. He actually falls in love with the 8th victim, and he can't cut her leg off because he falls in love, so that's a complication in there. And then he has a religious epiphany at one point going, what if I'm wrong? So he's not just a serial killer that's bent on killing. He's got all kinds of complications going on. When you get those complications, then you can write a lot of songs because there's a lot of color going on.
It's not necessarily a character, but an actor. I would compare Alice to, I mean, you could say Freddy Krueger, you could say Jason in the Friday the 13th movies, but that's not really exactly it. I would compare Alice more to Lon Chaney Sr. in general. I think Alice is the Lon Chaney of rock and roll.
As humans, we can get behind fictitious serial killers. We love Hannibal Lecter, we love the Joker, we love Darth Vader, but it's very hard to get behind real serial killers. You don't hear guys sitting around going, I'm a Jeffrey Dahmer man myself. Oh really? Yeah, John Wayne Gacy, my whole family kind of gets behind him. You can't get behind real serial killers, but for some reason, fictitious ones are really interesting. So I invented a fictitious serial killer that I think Alice would be able to play.
They hated every part of me. Expect me to forget it. They tried so hard to bury me, but I survived it every time.
I mean, what a genius idea, you know, he had. And if you know Alice, he's such a mild-mannered guy. So it shows his talent as a performer, the fact that he can be that on stage. And yet, if you just sit in a room and talk to him, I mean, he's the most regular guy you'll ever run into. I don't know about regular, but he's a lot different than he is on stage. But yeah, I mean, Alice started it. He really did. There wouldn't be a Kiss or a Marilyn Manson or any of those people without Alice. I mean, you could even say Slipknot.
Sure.
You know?
Stop running, stop hiding.
Well, we were doing video. We realized that we were the most visual band out there. And it was kind of like, why aren't we doing this on film to have some sort of a record of it?
When we first started, it was a time when there was no MTV, there was no VH1, it wasn't even a concept video clips.
So we were doing, film that later went to video. Welcome to My Nightmare was totally done on video in Toronto, and it was so new that the guy that invented it had no idea what to charge us.
That was the first time that an album was really visually portrayed. Vincent Price was the special guest star. I think Michael Jackson may have picked it up from somewhere.
So we did 10 days of shooting with Vincent Price, and the price tag was, I think, $20,000. If you tried to do that video today, that would be $2, $3, $4 million.
And it was an ABC TV special.
When we first saw videos, when they started saying, video killed the radio star was the first video, I went, no, that was about 5 years after we did ours.
So to see Alice now reinventing the video form with this really remarkable 3-song operatic video that tells the story of the album is a great full circle. and hopefully the people who watch it will get a great understanding of where this video phenomenon started.
The video was almost like snippets of this character, how he's in the institution.
It's really cool. It's basically shot in a mental hospital, and Alice and I are patients, and Alice gets out and I'm stuck in the mental ward.
It doesn't really explain why he's in there or how he gets out or any of the things.
If I ran a mental institution, I wouldn't lock up Alice Cooper. I would actually, you know how in prison they have the trustees? I'd make Alice a trustee. I would have him be the one inmate there that I would make sort of my assistant, you know, to help me better understand the other people that were in there.
The odd thing about it was in the middle of the video, and I say this very cavalierly, so there I am strangling the nurse, and the earthquake starts. And the band's playing, and we're rocking, and we're in an old hospital, an old abandoned hospital that ghost hunters should be in, you know. And I'm strangling this nurse on In Touch with Your Feminine Side, and all of a sudden I look up and everybody's gone. And the crews, everybody's running to the doors, and I'm going, what is going on? Because the adrenaline was so high, we didn't feel the floor shaking. As soon as everything said cut, all of a sudden we were getting knocked around in this building. Everybody left and the band was just there, sitting there going, well, if we go down, we go down. You know, we didn't have time to get to the doors. So in the video, you actually see the camera shaking, you know, from it's a special effect only God can do. Well, Slash has always been, he's sort of been Alice Cooper's auxiliary guitar player for a long time.
And I think the first concert I went to was probably in
1984, 85, or whenever it was.
where I became a huge Alice Cooper fan.
We took him on tour with us.
Guns N' Roses' first tour supporting Appetite for Destruction, one of the legs on that tour we opened up for Alice Cooper.
And at that point, you could see how great this band was. But Slash jumped out as a great guitar player. Not an Eddie Van Halen or a Steve Vai or a technician. He was a great rock and roll guitar player. And when I tell my guitar players how to play a song or ask, I say, play it like Slash or Joe Perry. And when I say that, I mean a la middle of the fretboard rock and roll. Nothing way up in here, nothing. I said, I want to hear something that's just grinding rock and roll. So when you're using somebody as a standard, that means that they're one of the best. And Slash is always the kind of guy you go for. I called him up and said, hey, I got this song, Vengeance is Mine, that is just built for you. And he says,
that's the song I want to play on.
I didn't even go to the studio. I said, just do it. I know what you're going to do is going to be great. And when I heard it the next day, I went, I couldn't ask for anything better.
And we laid it down really quickly, probably about an hour. It was done, you know. Awesome. But it's a great song.
But I think the idea is you let the audience create their own story. You bombard them with images, and if you explain all of it, it's no fun for them anymore. I like the idea of giving them a lot of odd images and then let them create the story.
Dropping off or picking up?
Picking up.
Thanks, Pumpkin.